going ahead and going to put some NICs on this little rascal. Put in number 2 first. I gapped them at 30 thousandths. If you can see that in there or not. It's kind of shadowy here. Just a little dab will do you. Well, I got a little bit of anti-seize on the end of my plug. I've got it gapped to 30 thousandths, and I was kind of curious about the anti-seize. And then across the top of the back of the box here, you can't see it, but it says use and spark plug installation on aluminum cylinder heads. So basically that's what we're doing, and I've always had good luck with that ever since I alluded to the last time when I had to helicoil a aluminum head on a little sports car I had a long time ago, and he'd drill it out and helicoil it, and it was something I don't ever want to do again. So put a little anti-seize in this and we'll go back in. And the other nice thing about this is it's also a lubricant, so it makes it spin in a lot easier. And so if it prevents galling. That's one of the big things you want to prevent, is the steel threads on the spark plug from doing any damage on the spark plug. And just get it in and lightly spin it. Yeah, you can. It spins right in, hopefully. And they're long threads, so just keep spinning. And it's going in easy. Both the number 2 plug over here was a little harder coming out. Okay. We got 17 Newton meters on this rascal. Remember, you want to use the extension to keep out of the way of the aluminum radiator. There we go. I'll go ahead and do the other one off camera. Other thing you want to make damn certain of that when you push these in, they're all the way down, and to be sure that the rubber seals here, the moisture seals, are down firm against the top of the valve cover. You don't want any water getting in there and shorting it out. Okay. Now I can start putting this thing back together again. As a little sidebar, if you're using a torque wrench, make certain that when you finish that you take all the spring off. You take it down into the 0 spot. Never leave your torque wrench loaded up, especially way up high. Always back it off to 0. One of the forum members that asked me, because he had just gotten his own Morgan CarbTune balancing meter, to get off the little rubber plugs off the pipes, and I got to thinking about it. I thought, okay, maybe where are we at? This little guy, I'm going to modify it somewhat, and I don't use it that often for a nail pull, but I'm going to make the hole the same, a little bit bigger than the diameter of the pipe. And I found that if you get underneath the pipe and around it, you can lift the little thing right off. So, and I just dropped, it's on the floor. Okay, so I gotta modify this little pipe lifter, or plug lifter, because they're just a real bugger to get off. Okay, I got it fired up now. I've got the Morgan CarbTune in, and it's within one graduation, 1 centimeter, well, 1 millimeter, I guess, each other at idle, but it's still cold. It hasn't come up on the meter. We'll come back when it's warmed up again. Okay, I had to. This is the first time I've actually had to get underneath and adjust the screws, their screws, and got my idle between 11 and 1300. Well, live and learn. It's like I didn't think, I wondered how long it would take before I had to adjust the air screws. And I'm going to call Sean Morgan over at the Morgan CarbTune people and get me one of those little 90-degree screwdrivers, because I had a little short one down there and I was starting to burn my wrist on the radiator. So I'm happy with that. Now I'll just have to go out and reset all the gauges. The oil gauge reset needs to be done, and I'm going to let the V-belt leave it unreset. I want to see if it comes up actually at 12,000 miles, and then I'll go ahead and reset that again, because we're going to I'll probably open it up at 16,000 miles to maybe pull the belt. It's been a long time. You probably need to do that just to oil up or grease the interior parts on the driven sheave, and also to check for flat spots on the variator, on the rollers. So we'll get into that next time. I'll have my tool all welded up, and we'll get back to it then. So this should be, I'm going to go ahead and put the panels on now. You've seen enough panel putting on and all that. It really helps, because Lester just told me that he came up with an extra screw doing his. So I can't emphasize enough having the little bags to put screws for each panel into it. Even Yamaha's manual says to do that, so that you know exactly if you got one panel, foot panel or a rocker panel, and it's got so many screws in it, that you know those all have to go back into it again. So I may one little conclusion here. I'll put in my GPS unit on my new tube here. So later.